gut check. I don't care how viral it was going to go if I posted it or whatever the case. And this is why I'm not even going to put up a picture of it now. There's a rapper from DC. His name is Goonew. Actually, let me see if I can find a picture of him alive. Okay? His name is Goonew. Okay? I need to find a picture of him alive. I have a very strict policy that I don't like to post corpses. I don't like to post. Even a lot of times when it comes to funerals, I don't even like to post those things unless it's in a celebratory manner. So it's like, this is Young Dolph's final ride. This is Slim 400 final ride. And, just be like of the funeral procession or whatever. I don't like certain type of shit with it. You know what I mean? I took that personal stance a long time ago, really because, let me see if I could. All these pictures have him dead. Jesus Christ. I guess this shit went viral. Here we go. I think this is. Give me 1 second, chat. I gotta post a picture of him alive. I'm gonna put it in the background. Okay. I'll just use this. I know I can't scroll down too much. Yeah, let me not scroll down too much. I'm gonna put this on here. Okay. And by the way, I came to this conclusion when I was covering the war in Chirac. There was many videos that I refused to post. Capo bleeding out. FBG duck. Just many videos. And also, I think we're really desensitized by death these days, so nobody kind of cares. And for some people, it was a novelty. And I was actually surprised that this actually happened, but rapper Goonew got killed about 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks to a month ago. In what could only be explained as a homecoming wake type of thing. They celebrated his life, and this wasn't the official funeral. They celebrated his life by bringing his corpse to a club. It's a very notable club in D.C. It's called Club Bliss. I'm actually pretty shocked that it went to Club Bliss. And they had his corpse dressed up in club attire. Had a crown on his head. I think they had a watch on. I think he had some jewelry on too. Had him in their Marys. The scary Marys. How ironic. I think they even had him dripped out. You know what I mean? Designer hoodie, of course. He was standing up. Hand in the pocket. Except he was dead. He was on display. All could see it. Didn't even look like there was a protective glass around him. Looked like he was leaning back on something there's a cloth backdrop. It was probably something that was holding him in place. However they did it, the funeral home is the ones who put the body on display in that manner. I never even knew they did that really in the USA, where they would do certain things with the body outside of a casket. To be very fair, if you go to Dominican Republic and other third world countries, or I don't know if Dominican Republic is a third world country, but other countries like in the Caribbean, or definitely a lot of third world countries, the way they deal with death, I've seen they'll take the body out the casket. They'll have the body just chilling there in a chair at the funeral. They'll do a lot of different things, but I believe when it comes to dealing with corpses in the United States, there's some laws that protect, dealing or denigrating a deceased body. Now, you might not think that's like denigrating it by having it in the club, but, to each his own. Some people could say whatever. Anyway, they were partying. It was lit. Niggas is turning up. Ironically, and I was Googling this guy's concert, that was the most lit concert ever that he was supposedly the feature of. It was the most lit when he died. The people were going crazy. They love him. From everybody who I heard speak on him or wrote about him, real street nigga. Or as somebody would say, real to the bone gristle. Cool. I was horrified. I felt this was ratchetivity at its finest. I thought it was tastelessness. I thought this was just ridiculous. Until the news picked up on this and they interviewed his mama. I won't even play that clip. But his mama is the person who's on the right. And what she said completely changed my mind. What his mom said in response to the news saying this happened, his mom said, "That's how my son would have wanted to go out." And then it hit me. I'm a fucking hypocrite. You know why? Because she was keeping the same energy. He was the same person alive as he is now dead. And his mom didn't see him for her little angel son who just got gunned down by the streets. Now, granted, she's probably still in mourning, but she know how he used to give it up. She know the ratchetness that his life entailed. And rather dress him up in a suit, might have been the first time it would have been the suit. I don't know. And put him in a coffin and have like a whole lot of people coming in, go see your favorite rapper Goonew and look at him and cry and have makeup caked up over his face. How about we tell a funeral home, man, get this boy turned. Put him in the Marys, put him Balenciagas on the feet, put a crown on his head because he was always a king, and let's party like a motherfucker. Fuck it. I don't see a fucking thing wrong with it. Salute to his mom. I'm saying salute to his mom because I think his mom understand who her son was. Let me tell y'all this. There's so many parents that don't know what their son really is into. They son run the streets all day. Their son is rapping about shooting at niggas. Their son is online tweaking. But if they die, they want to, let's talk about how good of a guy he was. They don't really embrace what his life was about. His life was about, you know what I mean? And that's where I understood where she came from, and I don't have a problem. Now, granted, I don't want to be at that club. That club might be haunted a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, that funeral home did a hell of a job. And whoever picked out the drip, holy, killed him. Well, okay, yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a traditional funeral. Now, I do have to also be clear. Everybody who went to the club had to pay. Come on, man. One last concert, man. What's the fucking problem? Everybody had to cop a ticket. Yes. Eventbrite, niggas. Fuck you think this is? Get this shit on Eventbrite. The fuck you talking about? Okay? Yes. Niggas had to go cop a ticket. They had to agree to the terms of service. You thought it was free? Oh, fuck no. You want to see Goonew drip down? No, nigga. You better pay up. By the way, I've listened to his music. His music's kind of fire. But still. And by the way, it's always unfortunate when you find out somebody's music's fire when they pass away. Regardless, motherfuckers have to pay. Somebody's going to say this until he pulls behind me with the mirror. Oh, shit. Motherfuckers had to pay. They couldn't bring anything in, like no purses, no whatever. Clearly, that was probably because of the body to make sure that, who knows? There could be a hater who paid. You know what I mean? We've seen weirder shit. Somebody brought some shit in and threw it. Like, imagine if that happened. Like, somebody just threw something at the corpse. You know what I mean? Like, shit, that would have been scary. Okay? Regardless, I want to salute to his mama. because his mama seems to understand the life her son chose to live. Death is very unfortunate and very tragic. But I even give you a story too, and this is personal. I didn't tell y'all this. My other uncle at my hometown, where I grew up, pretty much half my life in Jamaica, he got killed. It's my oldest uncle. He got killed like last month or the month before. I remember telling y'all about one of the last times I went to Jamaica for a funeral. It was about my other uncle who also got killed. And this one got killed, and I did not go to the funeral. Also, I've just realized I come from a real small countryside in Jamaica. The amount of shootings and gun violence there is like alarming now. You know what I mean? Like that back when I was living there, the most type of violence you would see wouldn't be somebody getting shot. It would be like people getting chopped up by a machete, stabbed. Guns were kind of rare. Guns were known to be in the town area. Now everybody's running around there with guns. It's just random. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like the world is just getting to the point where, you know, shit, everybody just got guns or something. Regardless, he got killed. And I'm going to be very honest with y'all. You know, here in the family, even though, you know, they don't look at, one thing I'd say about my family, they don't look at me and be like, you know, first of all, my grandmother had 10 kids. One passed away very young. So it was 5 boys and 4 girls. One's obviously my mom, and 2 were my uncles, right? They deal with all the funeral stuff themselves. You know, they'll ask me for them. They do all that stuff. Regardless, here's the thing. When they asked me if I was going to come to the funeral, I said this. I said, why are we having a funeral for him? I'm going to tell you why I said that. My uncle never, ever went to church. Never really believed in God. You know, well, I won't say never believed in God, but like he was definitely, everybody like where we grew up at had some type of, you had to go to church. Like I was in Sunday school all the time. He was just someone who, he lived his life just doing him. I think he fathered some kids, but he never took care of them. We never seen them. I think he probably just got some chicks pregnant along the way. He used to be a bus driver at one point. He really never left the crib of his mom's house with my grandmother to have a family. He just kind of was just doing whatever. He was also not the nicest person at times. But it was one of those things where I said to them, where I'm like, it's not like he was a beloved person in the community. It's not like he had any assets or shit like that. It's not like he's a church-going person. And for the first time, I understood why cremation might be a thing. And I suggested that. I said, why are we having a funeral for Uncle so-and-so? Like, I think we should just cremate him. Like, it defeats the purpose when I, who pretty much operated opposite in the path of how God would want him to operate when he was alive, or didn't really care that much about family when he was alive, didn't care much about having a legacy, whether it be kids, didn't care too much about a lot of shit. Why are we gonna, because he died, bring him to the church that we used to go to, and everybody just sit there and cry? The way he was living, and it's one of those things, unfortunately, I think we all internalized it, especially after my grandmother, my other uncle, we all said, eventually he's going to die. Just because, like, he just wasn't taking care of himself too much. He was just kind of, like, you know, we would pay for people to, like, clean up the house or, like, try to make sure it was good. He would just take that money to buy whatever shit or trick on girl, whatever the fuck he was doing. And he really didn't care that much. But the whole point I was trying to say is that I finally understood, and the first time it came to my mind, maybe a funeral, a traditional funeral, ain't for everybody. If this is how he was living in life, let's not bring him to, like what are we going to say in church? Well, you know, Uncle so-and-so, like, man, he drank from morning to night. He used to beat all our asses. Damn, got a bunch of chicks pregnant, never seen him again. Man, this guy had some serious problems. What the hell were we going to say? But I understand it's customary. So I again, maybe that has to do with me accepting this story a little bit more, where I'm understanding that, man, maybe there isn't that sanctity in death. Especially if a motherfucker was running the streets, terrorizing the hood, was a demon, shooting at his ops. His whole life, he was just focused on money and bullshit. Maybe pretending that he was some saint when he died doesn't have to be a thing. You know what I mean? Am I religious? Of course. I'm Christian. I grew up in a Christian church. And I guess I say all that to say, I don't got a problem with what Shorty did. Goonew's mom, I hope you collected that check from the funeral concert. You know, he lived a ratchet life. Y'all gave him a ratchet celebration. The people there loved it. Who am I to say that ain't for them? Might not be for me. I probably wouldn't associate myself with people that would be at that event. Regardless, it ain't for me. He lived his life his own way, and, you know, it is what it is. Let me see. What the heck is this? Yeah. Okay. What else did I not talk about? Somebody said it's what he wanted. Did he say that in a song or something? Like, how do we all know that this is what he wanted? Because we hear a lot what rappers say they wanted. By the way, Drill, this is where you start a new video, okay? Because if we then come off the whole, if we start believing rappers with what they rap about, what people should do when they die, let's Google some rappers and their instructions for death. Okay? Let's Google some of it. Name me some popular lyrics. There's a popular lyric when he says, when I die, bury me. No. Oh, Lil Peep said, when I die, bury me with all my ice on. Did they bury Lil Peep with all his ice on? This is Lil Peep. Cocaine all night? God damn it. Yeah, these niggas was obsessed with death. Name me some lyrics, man. Who said bury them in Gucci? Who said bury them in the Gucci store? Yeah, 2 Chainz. He says when he dies, bury him inside the Gucci store. He says when he died, bury him inside the Louis store. How would that work? Well, one chain got to be in the Gucci store and the other chain got to be in the Louis store. He's 2 Chainz, of course. Now how the hell you make that happen? Chat, how do we make that happen? Okay, one leg over here, one arm over here. Didn't Drake rap about he rapped recently on his last album about how about his funeral is going to be at the Toronto Center. I'm wondering if like they're just rapping shit to rap it or these niggas are really like thinking about their death. Because it would be kind of fucked up like if that's how they really want to go out. And niggas be like, nah, that's not what they want. Imagine if 2 Chainz really want to be up in the Gucci store. Literally. Imagine, who knows? Maybe he's talking about cremate him. You put half his ashes in the Louis store, half in the Gucci store, and just leave him. Who says, bury me smiling with G's in my pockets? Who said that? That's Tupac. I've never seen anything about Tupac's funeral. Tupac got cremated, didn't he? Jeezy says bury him a G. Well, Drake and Rick Ross said when they die, bury them with the money in the grave. I wonder if literally Drake wants niggas to take the billions and just dump it over the casket. I'm only bringing this up because people are saying this is what Goonew wanted to do. He wanted to be dripped out in Amiris, dripped out with Balenciagas, dripped out with the fucking was that he had a Louis shirt on? And he wanted to be in the club, cooling. I don't know. Imagine if you, I don't know where he stated that at. I don't know if it was a song, but imagine if we start looking at these niggas' music to figure out what we're going to do with them when they die. And Over the Top, Drake said when he died, make sure he died with a tan. Imagine your job is to spray tan Drake. After he died, pale as fuck, you got to spray tan that nigga. Because you listen to this song, Over the Top, talking about he want to get a tan. Somebody says Vaughn said everybody gonna slide. Man, could y'all stop, man? Remind me, I'll talk about the Wiz and Gilly thing in a second. I actually gotta go. I gotta go catch this fucking flight. Somebody said, talk about Meek and Tory.